Welcome back. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics That's Non-Classic. This is episode number 710 and Doubleshot number 614. Two DC trades, both of them Batman related. Alright? First up, it is the collected edition of a crossover that happened just recently, like late last year, like in December. And that is The Super Sons of Tomorrow. Yep. This trade collects the entire crossover. Oh yeah, and by the way, every single issue in here is done by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Yep, they are the writers of this awesome crossover. With artwork by Jorge Jimenez, Ed Baines, Ryan Benjamin, Richard Fiend, Sergio Devalia, Benicio Cafosi, I think that's the person's name, and Tyler Kirkham. The cover art here is done by the ever awesome Francis Manipold. This crossover is the following issues. It is Super Sons 11 to 12, Superman Volume 4 issues 37 to 38, and Teen Titans Volume 6 number 15. Yeah, no, prior to the storyline, just Peter Tomasi only wrote just Super Sons and Superman. In the case of Teen Titans, he just did that just for as a fill-in, because the rest of the time it's basically been Percy doing the crossover, doing the series. Okay. This particular storyline is a follow-up to A Lonely Place of Living. Yep. Where it brought back the evil Tim Drake. Oh, and by the way, he's actually in the Bat costume for about half the crossover, and then he switches to this awful outfit. He starts being Batman and becomes, well, the Savior is what they call it. Okay, he basically comes out of hyper time because he fell into that at the end of a Lonely Place of Dying, and he's out to kill somebody else. Not Batwoman this time. They did make frequent references to Lonely Place Living, which I do appreciate them doing that. And he's here to kill Superboy, who apparently has inherited his father's power of the solar flare. Yep. Apparently, he's inherited that for some reason. Excuse me. And despite having been followed up now, I think, okay, is Batman getting involved in this storyline? No, he's actually taken out very early by the evil Tim Drake. Yeah, he's actually the first person he goes after. And then he goes after Superman, imprisons him in a red kryptonite tube. And then he goes after the Teen Titans with the assistance of Superboy. Well, basically, the Superboy assisting him. Superboy tries to join Teen Titans. Now, according to Damian, he said to him that he's supposed to be involved with one Teen Titans mission per month. He says that was actually 3 months ago. And apparently the Titans knew nothing about this at all. The fact that he mentions to him. I mean, yes, he's 10, but he can still help out the Teen Titans. Yep. And then, like, during this meeting, the evil Tim Drake shows up. Yeah, the evil Tim Drake shows up. And basically, also, apparently, the tower is based on some of his old designs. Which, according to Damian, he's the one who designed the place. And apparently, it's some way, it's based upon Tim Drake's design. And, of course, the building is damaged. Very heavily, mind you, during his crossover. And there's some action-packed stuff. And, of course, later on, we also have 3 more people from the Titans of Tomorrow storyline, which is basically Superman, who's Connor Kent, Wonder Woman, Cassandra Sandmark, and the Flash. Well, a adult version costume of the Kid Flash costume, which is Bart Allen. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention and should mention this, Bart Allen just came back in the pages of Flash. Yeah, he just came back. I think for a lot of people, they're very happy to see the character back, but he's back as Impulse. Despite the fact last time he showed up, he was Kid Flash. Now he's Impulse for some reason. No idea why. But I gotta admit, this was one really action-packed story. I even loved that Superman was actually coordinating all the Titans. And I like the fact that he played a role toward the very end. The fact that they actually had the Titans of Tomorrow help him stop his son from exploding to kill millions of people. Which you gotta appreciate that. And there's even Kid Flash, the second Wally West, where he takes a selfie with the Teen Titans in the future. But of course, Raven destroys his phone. I should point out, though, not long after this, they actually make out, implying they're going to get in a relationship, but that went nowhere fast. This overall is a really awesome story, and I get this one at 9.75. It's really good. Nothing bad about the story. I even love the fact that toward the end, Batman was sort of... Well, actually, it's not. Actually, it's not Batman. It's actually Superman. We're sort of trying to be considering their mentorship, but still let me go forward. Though, here's what happened afterwards. Of course, we had the final arc of Super Sons, because, well, the end of the Super Sons comic book, because Bendis came over from Marvel to do Superman, and the end of the book because they had no idea what Bendis' plans were for Superman. Though, thank God, we have the Adventures of Super Sons coming, I think, in a couple months. I think it's coming I don't think it's coming this month. I think it's coming either next month or a couple months from now. Superman, Tommaso will last for another 5 issues before it ended. Before it got relaunched number 1 under Brian Michael Bendis. In the case Teen Titans, Ben Percy came back to the book, but left 3 issues later. Yeah, he left. His run actually ended with issue 19, and now we have Adam Glass taking over the book. I'm going to see exactly how this is going to go. Yep, great storyline. 9.75 out of 10. It's really good. I know friend Tivy, I know he loves this story. By far, really well told story. Patrick Gleason does a fantastic job. This is by far the only time I can think of where he did an entire crossover by him, where he wrote all the books. Yeah, this is a first, though it's not the first time he actually had part of a crossover he wrote. The last time was actually Robin War. Yeah, and I don't know if this is just by sheer coincidence, where 3 issue 15s in a row, we have to be part of a crossover. Because with Volume 4's 15, it was part of Death of the Family, though of course was crossing over with Red Hood and the Outlaws. The previous Volume 15 was the tie-in to Robin War, which Tomasi wrote one of the issues for that one. And in the case, this is the 3rd time this has happened. Though, second time in a row where we have a crossover like this, and we have Tomasi writing it. As far as I know, Tomasi did write the Teen Titans themselves in the page of Super Sons, but prior to the story, he had never wrote an issue of Teen Titans. Never did. Sorry about that. Yeah, he never wrote an issue of Teen Titans. Of course, he was writing Super Sons, Superman during the course of the story, but yeah, really good. Looking forward to getting the last trade when it comes out. Whenever that is. Though Tomasi did tell me that there's going to be an omnibus coming out soon where it collects the entire 16-issue series, the annual, and this entire crossover. Awesome! I don't know if I'm going to get it due to the fact that, well, because it's probably very expensive. Alright. Next up is, this is the first time I've ever reviewed a trade from this series, and I'm so... Actually, no. I did review Batwoman Anthology, but this is the first time for the Batwoman ongoing series I've actually reviewed a Batwoman-related trade. And that's Batwoman! Volume 1, The Many Arms of Death. Written by Margie Bennett and James Tynion IV. I actually tweeted Margie Bennett prior to the series coming out that I was looking forward to reading it. She, of course, liked it. We have the Rebirth one-shot plus the first 6 issues of Batwoman Volume 2. Though for some reason on DC Wiki they list this as Volume 3 because, well, there was issue 0 prior to this. Yep. Now, in the Rebirth issue, and I was so happy that they did this, they made the Greg Rucka, the Greg Rucka entire run of comics. That is canon. And they make references to... the previous one for Batwoman, though they mentioned their team up with Wonder Woman. It's unknown if the Mark and I think maybe the Mark and Dragon was deemed non-canon. I don't know, but excuse me. From what I could tell, they kept the Haydn Blackman and James Williams III run. They kept that canon, but it's unknown if they kept. For some people, it's not surprising that they referenced the previous volume, but I'm sure for a lot of people who are fans of Rucka, Greg Rucka, that he gets a chance. They get a chance to see that his run for the Detective Comics is canon. I'm sure for a lot of people they're very happy with that. I am too. The Many Arms, the title for the story, it takes the first 4 issues. It kind of explores something that happens in Kate Kane's backstory, where they still keep the fact that she did attend military school and she was kicked out because she had a relationship with a female classmate. She was thrown out because of that. That did also happen in the previous volume, which they kept that canon. There's no, in the case of her origin story, they don't really change it at all. Yeah, it's mostly the same. Yeah, hardly any change to her backstory, which is really nice. Though they do mention there was a lost year that no one knows about her spending time on an island with the island's dictator. It was a woman, by the way. Yeah, it's a really interesting little 4-parter. Also, they have it where Julia Pennyworth, the daughter of Alfred Pennyworth, is, well, her Alfred Pennyworth. She's basically, well, Bruce has got Pennyworth, so why not her? Though it's a woman, mind you. Yep. And of course, Julia is reporting stuff to Batman. Yeah. Also, when the main series opens up, it picks up right where Night of the Monster Man leaves off. So yeah, and here's the thing: these issues came out last year, mind you. Yes, last year. The last issue printed in this trade is set in an alternate future where and they actually do reference this particular future in 10 pages of Detective Comics, where Batwoman is basically the head of the colony, and it's called the Year of the Bat. Yeah, where apparently Batman has been deemed illegal, and yeah, she has the military going after Batman. And that's simply the last issue of the trade, but there is one issue that kind of loosely explores the lost year with her and this woman who's kind of the ruler of the island. Yeah, it's a very gorgeous artwork. The artwork in here is done by several different people in here. It is done by Stephen Epping, Stephanie Haynes, and Rentino Arlem. And the cover art of all these original series covers is Stephen Epting, Stephanie Haynes, Eddie Barrows, Eber Ferreira, and Ardrea Lucas, who's actually the colorist in here. This is really good. I'm hoping to get my hands on the next volume. Maybe I'll pick up my go to Comic-Con in a couple weeks because I got my ticket today and I've already been approved to go. So there's that. I get this book 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. If you're a fan of Batwoman, pick this up. It is really good. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be episode number, I think it's going to be, let me look it up here, just to be sure. I want to get this be correct. It'll be episode number 711, Doubleshot number 615. That'll be the next episode. But until I see you there, bye.